And we're live. What is going on, guys? It's Dan, aka Redbeard, and we are on the Shit Show podcast. I hope you guys are all having an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here. If you guys are looking to keep up with the podcast, keep up with me on an individual level, you guys can find me over on Twitter at Shit Show Podcast is the podcast Twitter, and then my Twitter is Redbeard TV at Redbeard TV. And then over on Twitch, twitch.tv/RedbeardTV, and YouTube is youtube.com/RedbeardTV. So first and foremost, thank you guys so very much for taking the time to be here. Next, I would like to introduce our guest on today's episode. He's a very good friend of mine, a great content creator, and a wonderful beacon of support in my life that has helped keep me motivated in all things that I've tried to do or attempted to do or have been continuing to do throughout the last like 2 or 3 years. So I'll let you go and introduce yourself, my man. Mike is yours. Go for it.
All right, dude. Guys, I am BeardedRenegade on Twitch. You can also call me JB or John Beard. That's what everybody calls me JB. So that's what it is. On Twitter, you can find me at BeardedRenegade. Also got a Facebook page I just started up recently. Search it as BeardedRenegade. I will eventually start doing some streams over there. Just haven't done it yet because, well,
it's brand new. Yeah,
it's brand new.
I think you just launched it, what, 2 days ago? 3 days ago?
Yeah, this past week. Something like that.
Cool. So, all right. Well, cool. So thanks for coming on. For those of you that don't know about the Shit Show podcast, are not familiar with it, this is a new format that we have going on. We've been doing them off and on for the last, that was like most of the end of 2020 and beginning of 2021, right? Yeah. So they were live recorded instead of pre-recorded like this. That a way we could live interact with the audience. And the benefit of doing it this way now is I can bring guests like Renegade on, because usually his work schedule would prevent him from being able to come on and even be a part of like the chat or be a part of the actual podcast episode himself. So it may seem kind of like a random entry bringing him on today, but I want everybody to understand he's been very involved behind the scenes with supporting me and supporting the community. And what he did not mention about himself, I'm assuming just out of being humble, is he is actually a streamer for our stream team that we have as well. So, so you better go over there and follow him. He won't say it, but I'll say it for him. You better go over there and follow this man because he makes good content. He's funny, and yeah, we're gay lovers together over there. So, so
Sam is supposed to write fan fiction about us.
Yes, yes. Sweet little Raz, which I brought her on for the long endurance, like 6-hour broadcast episode that we did talking about sexual healing. That was a fun one. That was a really good.
I went back and watched it when I got back home from work that day.
Dude, that was
a good episode.
Those were good chats, and that's why I love you guys, because we talk about all kinds of stuff. And when we were doing that, it felt so. The conversation felt so natural, like nothing was forced, nothing was pushed through, and I loved it. I loved it so much. So it was great.
I mean, that's how, like, when we're not doing like recordings and shit.
Yeah, I mean that's
how naturally it goes. Like when we hang out and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's usually how the conversation gets to.
Yeah,
and we still bullshit and do other kind of shit, but eventually it will get into something serious, and then we're bullshitting and doing our normal bullshit, like touching wieners.
Yeah. We've only done that once. Don't make everybody think it's a regular occurring thing. It's only because we're brothers. Bro, that was so funny. God. I will never live that down until the day I die, but I'm okay with it. But yeah, long story short, for those of you that are like, what the fuck are they talking about? I was streaming Red Dead Redemption. I think I was playing just the story. I don't know if I was playing the story or Red Dead Online, but you were at work.
I was at work.
And I was drunk. I was really drunk playing Red Dead on stream on Twitch. And somebody asked me if I would, I think Ray asked me if I would do something for him. And I was like, no, man. If I was gonna let anybody suck my dick, it would be Bearded Renegade, because I fucking love that guy.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think
I proceeded to drunkenly say, he's like my brother, he's my best friend. And then everybody was like, wait, you let your brother suck your dick? I'm like, no, fuck. And then I tried to explain it, and it just made it worse the more I would keep talking. So by the end of it, I was just like, I'm just gonna shut the fuck up and just own that I just told everybody that I would let Renegade suck my dick.
because Brad flipped it, and she said to me at work.
Yes, she
I was
did.
Like, I watched it. I was like, "Fuck! I don't care if I get in trouble at work or not. I gotta fucking get this stream right
Dude,
now."
it was so
And
fucking.
he just kept digging and digging. I was like, "Oh, dude, stop!"
Yeah, it was horrible.
Stop.
It was terrible. I mean, funny, but it was terrible.
That was hilarious. People were like staring at me like, "What the fuck is this guy laughing at?"
So one thing that I'm noticing right now that's actually been a reoccurring theme on the video side of this podcast. So the people listening won't actually obviously be able to see this, but fun fact. So you're my second guest on, right? Because I had Det when we talked about Twitch and all that. Now, whether I launched that episode first or this one, I haven't decided yet, because they're both. That episode was great. So, but one thing I will say that I just noticed, I literally just noticed this. So I kind of have this like purple and pink theme going, right? Which I embrace. I like pink. Pink is one of my favorite colors. And honestly, I don't know if I told the story on that episode or not, but the reason why I bought these headphones, me and you were actually going around trying to, I think it was me and you together, right? Were we together when I bought these?
No.
Maybe
you sent us a picture of you.
That's what
I was like,
I
didn't know what the headphones was for. I was like, what the fuck is he doing? For real?
Yeah, I didn't remember who I was with. Maybe I wasn't with anybody, but I went to GameStop and I was looking for headphones because I thought my Astros were going bad, and it actually turns out they're not. I have a Go XLR, and turns out if the aux port, if the cable moves the wrong way, one earphone will quit working, like one side will quit working. So I thought it was the headphones. I've had those Astros since like 2015, so honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised. I was just like, well, they're dead. That's what I thought. So I wanted a pair of these, but I wanted the black ones. They make these in black, and I couldn't find them anywhere. And I was like, fuck it, they have pink. I'll just buy the fucking pink ones. I don't give a shit. So I just bought the pink ones. I don't give a damn. And I mean, pink's one of my favorite colors, and I don't really care. Yeah. Pink is a great color. It's a fantastic. It is definitely one of my favorite colors too, and I think we all know why. But we won't talk about that. But what I noticed though is I've got this whole theme going on, and then I looked over at you, and then you've got your lights turned on blue. And that's the way Det had hers on when we were recording. So it just kind of had this cool kind of like contrast with us side by side, I thought. So
don't you change the colors?
No. Yes, make it pink, bro, so we match.
Don't have pink, but I got purple. I got purple.
So for long-term listeners, we usually are cracking cold ones while we're talking, but my boomer ass had to be at work at 8:30 this morning. And I'm tired, so even after taking a nap, so I made a hot pot of coffee. So your boy cracked a hot one open with the other boys.
Oh my god.
So since I got you on, let's talk about your content and what kind of led you into the type of content you make exactly, and we can talk about. There's a lot of topics we can talk about, we can talk about pretty much anything in regards to that, and go into a lot of deep dives and stuff if you want to. So we're trying to keep everything to like about an hour at most, so we have plenty of time. We've only been on the air for 10 minutes, so go into as much detail and depth as you want, and I want to know what got you into it. I want to know kind of your direction and what your goals are long term, because I always find it interesting because everybody's perception of why they go into it is always usually very different from where they're at now if it's been more than a year or 2 years or however long. So it's always interesting to me as a streamer myself and a creator. I always find it very interesting to see where people started and how they got to where they're at and where they're at mentally and how they're feeling about things. So,
Yeah.
but go ahead. So I'll shut up.
Okay. So I mean, I'll start with how I started streaming. Uh, Basically, it started like when me and you first met. At first, when me and you first met, I didn't want to stream. I just want to create a YouTube channel, I want to create YouTube videos and stuff like that. I had major social anxiety that I didn't want to talk to nobody. And then when we met y'all, which is funny because at first I didn't want to meet y'all.
Yeah,
So
no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
she's like, come on, we're going to Jack Brown's. It's your favorite place. And have some beers. Like, fuck, I don't, fine, whatever. What the hell, Cameron? I was like, fine, whatever. I'll just get some beers and shit. And
I'll get drunk and be
wait,
able to.
yeah.
I'll become social.
This usually used to happen, like, because my social anxiety is so bad. You get a few drinks into me, I'll fucking start talking to everybody.
Yep, yep.
Um,
And I used to be the same way, honestly.
yeah. And then me and you, like, we kicked it off, like right off the bat. Me and you was like had this connection. You start talking about your stream and shit. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool shit. And then we went back to the house. You know, then I hooked up like the Sega Genesis.
Oh,
Was
I
playing
thought you
like
were gonna say we hooked up, and then
hooked up. We turned
and
off
then the rest is just history.
just history. We showed each other the wieners, and we're like, yes.
Hell yeah, brother.
But
Uh,
and then you, but like you told me you're streaming, and then like a couple weeks passed. I was like, all right, I'm gonna see if I can find this dude on stream. And I searched you out, I could never find you because I was spelling. I didn't know you had a 3 in beard.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I kept finding all these other people. I was like, who the fuck are these? And I was asking, was this him? Was him? I was like, no. But I watched your stream, and then I was like, this is cool as fuck. So, and I subbed to you like that first night, I think.
Yeah, you subbed pretty quickly, and I'm trying
Yeah.
to remember because you guys came over pretty shortly after that for something. I don't remember what it was, but I remember maybe we were hanging out or something,
We
and
were,
then because I think we went to McNamara's, right? Didn't we go to McNamara's? And then I was like,
we
oh shit, it's almost 10 o'clock. We gotta go so I can do my stream. And we
no,
came back.
we went and saw Black Panther. Is the weekend Black Panther first
Oh, you
launch.
know what? Yeah, yeah, we went to see the movie. That's what it
Sam's
was.
like, come on, let's go hang out with them. Let's go watch the movie. It's all right, cool. I want to see this movie, so let's go do it. Then we came back over. He's like, I got a stream. And he's like, y'all can be a part of it and shit. So we came in, you know, introduced ourselves.
Yeah, and sat on
And
the
I was like,
floor right over
yes,
here.
I was awkward as shit because like camera's bad.
Yeah, cameras, people,
Fuck this.
and you know what I want to say before we even go further? Look at you right now. We're
I
sitting.
know, man. It's
Yeah,
fucking weird.
you're just so casually sitting here talking about this, and
Weird.
there's gonna be people that you haven't or possibly never will ever meet that will hear or see this, which is
Yeah.
a cool thought. So I just wanted to throw that in there to compliment you on your progress with your social anxiety. But go ahead, continue
But
though.
like speaking on that though, like streaming's really helped me on my social anxiety. Like with because it started off like I would barely talk. Like, oh hey guys, what's up? Like I kept up with chat, I answer people. But I was
Yeah.
like I didn't ever say a whole lot. Now I'm like saying random ass shit. A lot of stuff about my butthole. I don't know why. It's weird. I don't understand it.
Especially on
But
Friday night crop
yeah,
top nights.
off
Yeah.
top Friday.
Yeah,
I'm like, "Let me stick your fat wiener in my ass or something." But that's how it ended up being. But like, I don't know, dude, streaming has really changed me mentally than I ever imagined. And I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Like, it's great. And
Yeah.
it's all because of you and fucking Raz. Y'all really got me into it. Y'all's the ones that pushed me into doing this. Like, you got to fucking do this.
Yeah. Well, and I
I
don't
owe a lot to you and Raz.
yeah, and I really hope like whenever you say that it's not like a negative way of like pushing you like you have to do this, but I hope it was more of like a feeling of you're being encouraged. Like
No, yeah.
okay. Cuz I always worry about that with people like whenever I cuz I'm a real like I try to be like really motivational for people that are like, I want to do this. And I'm just the kind of person that's like, well, quit saying you want to do it and just go do it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Like it doesn't matter if if you don't have any followers. I mean, look at this. Like this is something that I'm wanted to do for a long time. I finally got the courage and the support behind me, at least on the community side of things, and with my stream and stuff, and I can trust and know at least those people will watch it, right? And then that's how it starts. If you have your friends that are in this circle and those people are willing to support you when nobody else will, people will see that and they're like, man, that's good vibes, that's good energy. There's these people supporting this person that's doing this, and they want to become a part of that circle. They want to
yeah,
become a part of it. And that's, I think that's where a lot of communities fail, is um they don't necessarily have that support group around them. I'm very blessed in that sense, and
yeah.
I really hope that I give that back to you. I try my damnedest to be there as much as I can and
Oh,
be
dude,
involved, and
I know, I know you
and
do.
I'm like super proud of everything I've seen you do. I mean, we've seen you go from streaming off of PlayStation 4, and we've seen
Yeah,
you level up to
a
a,
laptop and an Elgato.
yep, and then we've seen you level up to a very nice person that I'm definitely not hyping up, because it's definitely not me that gave you a computer.
Yeah,
But we got you hooked up with a PC, and now you've got like a legit as fuck stream room. Like it looks
dude,
good. Like
it's coming along.
when I watch your stream, I'm like, dude, this is a Twitch streamer right here. This is an
Yeah,
actual content creator stream. This isn't a guy that is bored on a Friday night and bought a 12 pack of Yingling and is just playing COD or something off of his
yeah,
PlayStation. And if anybody watches, cool. If not, oh well, whatever. Like
yeah.
you're actually making legitimate good content.
And like we're not even done with this room. Like we still have like a lot of stuff to do. Like
Mhm.
I gotta add curtains here. I still got posters to hang up. I got a Johnny Cash poster I want to hang up where he's flipping people off.
Oh hell yeah,
I
that's my
got
boy right there.
I got a shit ton of Pokemon stuff I gotta put up on the walls. More lighting. And
Yeah,
then once we get done with this room, we're working on Raz's room and getting her fucking stream going.
yeah. Well,
It's it's
I
all coming together slowly, but it's all coming together. And we're both super excited about it.
well, I'm stoked as hell for you, dude. I'm what I'm really wanting to do. This is kind of like a goal of mine, which I've already done it once. My goal once, because I haven't announced this formally on my Twitch stream yet, so I guess this is like a
Announcement.
announcement, but I guess by the time this episode goes live, it'll probably already be announced, so whatever.
Yeah.
But my goal is in May is to do the St. Jude stream again. And
Yeah.
I do want to set a goal for like 2 grand this year, because last year we raised almost $1,500.
Mhm.
It was like 13 something, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and we did that in like a week. Not even a week, actually. We pretty much
I
did
know.
that in like we did
Couple
that.
days.
Yeah, we did that in like 2 days, and then like had some money trickle in over the like remaining like week. And my thing is this year, if I can give myself a true full 30 days, I definitely think we can raise $2,000 for
Yeah.
St. Jude.
Oh,
So,
easy. I mean,
um,
yeah.
but something that I want to do this year, this summer, going into the summer, that I kind of did last year with Slayer, with getting him a computer. I want to look at the long-term members of the stream team and kind of look at their setups and kind of try to unite all of our communities together
Yeah.
and raise money to like get quality of life improvement equipment, like for
Oh,
people.
nice.
So like whether that's a new microphone or parts for a computer, maybe not an entire computer, but like you know, oh, I need a new I need a new processor because I'm having issues processing my videos. Like if I
Yeah.
could, you know, if we can raise $500, like you can, you know, I could get you a good processor for your computer, or I need more RAM, you know, because it's throttling out my PC whenever I'm streaming and playing a game at the same time. So stuff like that. So that's kind of like something I want to try to do. How I'm going to organize it, I haven't really figured it out, but I want to get together with everybody that streams and kind of see what big thing that you for sure need. So I
Yeah,
this is the thing, dude, and I know you know this about me. I'm always thinking of ideas and coming up with things, and my brain just it never stops. It never stops. It never
yeah.
stops.
You and
So
Raz are just alike. You're always thinking of something, always. And we was talking about that last night with her. Like she wants to get back into Magic the Gathering because she's always got to think ahead.
yeah. Oh man, Magic, dude, that would be so much fun.
Yeah. Like I never played Magic before. Like when me and her first started dating, she got me into Magic. I've never played before. She taught me and everything.
Do you
It,
still like? Are you still familiar?
no, we haven't played in a few years, but I got a thing of cards. Me and her love
Okay.
to.
Next time you guys come over, bring those cards.
Okay.
We will set up in the dining room at the round table. I'll even get the little extender to make the table bigger. Okay. And we only break that shit out for special occasions. And we'll play some fucking Magic and maybe do like an IRL stream or something. That shit actually sounds really fun because people like watching that kind of stuff. I'll be trash because I haven't played since college, but it'll be a lot of fun and everything will be out of date. But
She fucking loves it. She likes to. She wants to get back into it because you always got to keep thinking.
yeah,
Like,
definitely. You never stop thinking ahead. So, well, cool. So that's kind of where you're at. So what is your when you think of like whenever you think of like long-term goals, like what is something that you really want to achieve as a creator? Like, some people want to become like a partner or verified on Twitter or verified on YouTube, or they want to hit a certain number by a certain time. Like, what is something that you're kind of like in your mind when you get up and you start becoming motivated to make something, a video or a stream? Like, what is your drive behind that?
well, like my major goals for this is like I want to build this amazing community is what I want to do. Like very supportive community. I want to be able to do this full time. If I get partnered, I get partnered. If I don't, I don't. Oh well. But if I'm not able to do this full time, that'd be fucking great. Like I don't give a shit about being verified on Twitter. But who fucking cares?
Yeah.
But like,
I'll
but
tell you,
like,
check marks don't pay your bills.
I don't.
So,
But like, if I can end up doing this like full
uh,
time,
yeah,
just building like a fucking consistent, great community, that'd be great.
yeah,
And eventually, I want to start a YouTube channel as well, which I'm kind of in the process of. But the format I want to go is not me solo. Like I want to do like a Game Grumps type of format or Smosh Games, where it's me gaming with a bunch of friends. Like we're in the same room gaming together.
yeah.
Or if it's not me making a video for it, I got people making videos for this channel. Is what I kind of want to go to with that.
Okay. That's a that's definitely a challenging format because I was thinking the other day about that, like right with my channel. Like, me, like I'm not afraid to experiment, even if it doesn't give me any form of return. Like I don't care. Like I'm somebody I mean, look at me right now. Like I went from Call of Duty every day religiously and what I was doing, right? To, doing really well with that, but being absolutely miserable in terms of content. And
Yeah,
then having to wake up and make myself do that every single day to waking up, fulfilling that contract, getting out of that where I never was made. Like we talked about this with Debt the other day. Like I was never made to play that, but I felt like it was an obligation because of the opportunity I was given because of that game.
well, I mean, also with
And
COD, you grew up playing COD.
yeah, and I played it my whole life, and that was something else we talked about. So
The franchise sucks now,
yeah,
but it's a
yeah,
franchise that you hold close to your heart because that's what it is.
exactly.
And it's just
So
like with Madden a long time ago.
yeah, yeah, and
We
but dude, I went from that to, all right, well, who am I? What is my voice in all of this? Like, what? How can I still be creative and but have fun?
Mhm.
And because the fun was snatched out of this for like a year for me, like a good year of like almost 4 years of doing this, like pretty much all of 2019 and half of 2020, it wasn't fun anymore. It became not fun, which is a bad place to be.
Yeah, because like one you could tell when you was having fun. And then when like 2020 came around,
Yeah,
at that point, I like he was pissed off all the time. I was like, oh, dude, come on, I gotta get you off this. I gotta do something to get you
yeah.
off this.
So, and I went from that to playing story games. I went into this year with, hey, I have 200 games
Hmm.
on the in my Steam library, and a bunch of them have been gifted from people over the years from my stream. And I think that was always them trying to be nice and being like, turn this fucking game off and play something else. Like, I think it was always a way of them being nice and being like, okay, you need to do this or something else so you have fun. So finally, I got the fucking hint and was like, all right, we're gonna try to just play as many of these games in 2021 as we can. Obviously, I knew realistically that wasn't gonna happen, but I did that and put myself in that mindset, so I had to make myself do something else. And once I got lost in doing that, it became fun again. And I didn't care about stats. I still don't care about stats. I mean, for Christ's sakes, man, I can play whatever and have a stream that is just popping off, going fucking crazy, and I'm having a blast. I can have a stream that is not really doing much in terms of like chat or whatever, and I'm still just because I'm actually immersed in whatever I'm playing.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's really important whenever you're doing content, is actually enjoying what you're doing, and that will people will see that, and that will contribute to your success or failures if you're having fun. So, but yeah, now we're Forza. We got a fucking racing wheel.
Oh, dude, you're probably
Day
gonna set up some.
DayZ. Like, I'm bipolar as shit. Like, 2 weeks ago I was playing Forza, and this week I was playing DayZ. I've got a PC and a PlayStation 4 server set up. So
Yeah,
I'm about to get you on that. I'm really excited.
I'm excited about it. I've
It
always been wanting to play this, but I was never. I was like, it's on. I can play on console, but I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna be.
well,
It's probably gonna be shit.
it is. I thought it was gonna be shitty too. I won't lie. And the only reason I even remotely downloaded it is because my coworker had nobody to play with, and he was like, "I really, really, really want to play this game." So I was like, "Do I?" Because I played it back in 2014 on a really high end PC at the time, and it ran like complete dog shit.
Yeah,
It was easily probably the worst optimized games I've ever played in early access. And so I thought that's what the experience was gonna be like.
yeah.
And then I downloaded it. I know you, I think, seen me play it a little bit at my house, but I played
Mhm.
it. I played it a
I
lot.
didn't download it.
Yeah, I played it a lot more. Um, this past week off stream on console to see how it was. I think the worst performance is whenever you're in like the bigger cities, and whenever I say worst performance, the frame rate just drops to like, it probably drops to like between 15 and 20 FPS, which I know is not great in any feat, but the fact that they got that game running on console, and it, like, when the frame rate drops, the game is still playable.
Yeah,
And I mean, people will say, "Oh, well, that's not playable." But I mean, the same people will turn around and play like Bloodborne, which constantly, if you're playing on a day one PlayStation 4, that game has some of the worst frame drops in,
yeah.
like, out of any Soulsborne game, or well, any of the Souls games. That one is the
It's pretty bad.
yeah, yeah. And it's one of my favorite games. And I play it all the time on my PlayStation 4. So if I can play that and have a great time, I'll play DayZ and deal with an every once in a while frame drop. Other than that, though, every once in a while, it's usually the really, really, really big cities where the console is loading all the zombies and the buildings and all the loot and stuff. So
Yeah,
it's a very like temporary thing, and then once you get out of that area or far enough away that the zombies despawn on your system, like, because it kind of works like Minecraft, how they spawn stuff. The stuff is kind of always there, but it doesn't load and render unless you're like within a certain radius. So yeah, so it overall I've had a pretty good experience with it on console. So um I'm looking forward to that and playing that with you. But so what what if somebody was to tune into your stream right now, if you were streaming, what kind of things could they expect? Like, generally speaking, what kind of content could they expect?
I mean, it's very chill. Like my streams are very chill. Like I'm a chill guy. I feel like I'm saying that word a lot, but but I mean it's true though. Like
Yeah.
y'all come in. It's I'm either drinking beer Depends on what the day of the week it is.
And the time.
Yeah, and well, no, it just depends on the day. Don't matter. And there's been times I wake up more like, oh yeah, this is a coffee beer. Fucking ready for breakfast.
It's got coffee in it.
Coffee.
It's got caffeine in it, right? They brewed it in coffee, so like surely it's got caffeine.
Speaking of that, Guinness makes a coffee beer now, and it's fucking delicious.
Really? I'd have to check it out.
It's really good. But no, like it's kind of my streams. I'm just a chill dude. Depends on what I'm playing though, too, because you've seen me rage, and it gets a little wild.
Yeah,
Like,
but like your rage or raging is like you're playing Mafia 2 or 3 and like you get to this boss or this area and you just keep getting killed by bullshit and it's like the 46th attempt and you're like, all right, if I don't get it this time, I'm gonna lose my mind. And then you get all the way to the end and then some bullshit happens. You're like, God for fucking damn it, this stupid fucking game. Which okay.
Brain explosion.
Yeah, and I do the same thing. So it's cool. Like I don't think that's raging. Like yeah, it's raging in that moment, but I don't think you're like a rager by any means.
No.
So
but
go ahead.
Speaking of like raging, I'm eventually gonna start doing rage streams because I'm gonna get Mario Maker 2.
Oh God, don't do that to yourself.
Yeah, I want to play Ross's levels.
Oh God, Ross is just an asshole when it comes to designing those levels, but he's so good at it, and really,
they're very unique now. It's way better.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch any of his more recent ones, but the ones that I used to watch when I was in my senior year at UTM, battling like my depression and anxiety and stuff, and then I used to just sit and watch the Grumps to help me like just find some joy in my day with all the shit I was going through, and I'd see them suffering in those games, those playthroughs, and I'm just like, obviously like that is not on a scale of like going through some of the stuff I went through because that's just being mad at a video game, but it's also like I understand being in those moments where you're stuck on something to a point it pisses you off and it fucking ruins your day. So it was almost like a relatable. They were always relatable to watch and be like, in terms of just the human nature of people getting frustrated, like this is the most simple way to show it that and be able to relate to it, that even the simplest things in life can be the most frustrating. And I always loved those Mario makers, so I need to watch the newer ones.
They're good. They're really good. I also played because I had the first Mario Maker and I also played his first levels. Oh my god, fucking ridiculous! Like those levels were made to piss you off and rage.
No, they definitely are. Like,
and he even said it, but like his levels now, some of them are easy, but they're just more creative.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's really cool.
Yeah,
like his progression between that.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, a lot of people that make those levels, it's always really cool to see what people can come up with because yeah, obviously like a lot of people want to make a hard level or make it crazy, but I've seen some that are just really cool that do some really unique things. They'll like, you finish the level and the camera zooms out and it like says something on, the screen or whatever, and how people can implement elements from different Mario games into one level, to me, which is so cool that they can do that. That's a feature with Mario Maker. So that does lead into an interesting topic though. So we already talked about it off recording, but I think it's an interesting topic that should be talked about. And again, this is the shit show. We talk about anything. So, but this whole Danny situation really fucking pisses me off because people are idiots. Like I understand trying to remove scum off the internet and stuff like that, but that was just, dude, you can't.
Like, come on.
Yeah, like I knew. I was sitting here, finished my stream, and I closed it out, and I was hanging out in Discord and talking to people, and then I was going through Twitter, just kind of scrolling, and then I seen it. I seen that this thing, and I'm like, no, because I'm a person. I don't buy into the whole personas that some big creators put on. I just, because at the end of the day they're human like I am. I'm not like human like you are. They make mistakes. People make mistakes. People do stupid things years and years and years ago, and it comes back and it haunts them. I mean, that just, it happens. Thank God I wasn't an e-celebrity 10 or 15 years ago. Thank God I had no presence on the internet back in 2008 whenever Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was the game to play, because
those lobbies were,
I mean, kids today will never survive that's a meme, but it's true. I mean,
it's legit.
But then again, there was a lot of issues going on in the world at that time. That's where a lot of people took their aggression out, was Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. So, but that just really, I couldn't buy into it or believe that he was doing what the allegations were. My honest thought was, whenever I seen that, I was like, he's a musician. He probably banged this chick when she was of age.
22.
And, yep, which she was. She probably, but my thought was, he probably banged this chick, and then he probably never fucking talked to her again, because that's what musicians do. They go city to city and they fuck chicks and they move on.
He was a single dude at the time.
Yeah, I'm not saying ghosting is right. It's a really shitty, fucked up thing to do, because I've done it before, but we've all done it. If you haven't ghosted somebody,
especially if you're, like you say, you're a musician.
Yeah,
you're on tour. This shit happens.
Yeah,
that's why there's a thing called groupies.
And that's well, that's what I was gonna say. And then here's the thing: you're a single dude. You've got all the money that you could possibly have as a musician. You have people throwing themselves at you.
Yeah.
And you're a human being, right? You're a human being, and you're, whatever you're into sexually, that particular thing you're into, it throws itself at you.
Yeah.
It's hard to say no, and especially if they're of legal consensual age. He did nothing wrong. Now, was it scummy to ghost her and never talk to her again? Sure, absolutely. I will never defend anybody for doing that. And
what's crazy about this whole situation? Like, I've never seen anything come out from her perspective.
Oh yeah,
it's all these other people. Like, who the fuck are y'all?
You know what I think happened, and this is again my opinion. It's probably there's no factual proof to anything that I'm about to say. It's more of observation and me just being like, this almost seems like a situation where she told a friend who told a friend who told a friend that, and then it became something taken out of context. Yep. Now I love Danny to death, but the video was a little over the top. I will say that.
What video?
Did you not see the video that he apparently sent to this girl that was being used? Yeah. He was like in a hotel on tour somewhere, and he sends this video and he's like, "Hey girl." It was kind of cringy, like, I won't lie, but it's Danny Sexbang. Everything that he does at the end of the day, everything he does and says is kind of cringy, but that's what makes him great.
Yeah.
But he was like, "Hey girl, I'm in this hotel," and he's like, "And look at here, a motherfucking hot tub," and then it's like, it's got jets so it can massage your back, and it's even got 2 seats. And he's like, "And I wish you were here to fill the seat beside me, and then climb on top of me, and then we can fuck." I'm like, I mean, he didn't really say anything. That sounds like something stupid and cringy that I would send to Kayla. Like,
I mean, he grew up, like, he was a nerdy guy growing up in high school and shit. He's awkward as fuck, which we all were, and he's still awkward, but he's I don't know.
Yeah, he's awkward. He's got weird thumbs.
He's got weird thumbs. Oh my God.
They look like big toes on his hands.
Dude. Like, I want to like thumb wrestle Danny.
He
Now I
would,
want to.
bro. He would win every time. He would win every time. He'd pin he'd pin just your whole arm down with his thumb. And be like, all right, you win. You got it. You got it. Tap out.
So we thumb wrestle arm wrestle.
Oh man, that's so funny. But yeah, I just thought that was, we people are always iffy about talking about stuff like that, but and I maybe I'm the guy that might get canceled because like I'm not somebody that jumps on the hate trains of cancel culture until like I see all the evidence and stuff, and everything that I seen on him specifically, the Reddit post, the Twitter post, the DM messages, everything, nothing told me that he did anything wrong. Like I was just like,
No, like,
he
there's
did.
a lot of like people backing him that you wouldn't expect about him. Like Keemstar, he came out and said like, no, dude, like for real. And you know him, he's fucking all about drama and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And that's the thing. I feel like with Keemstar, I feel like I don't I don't want anybody to think I'm a Keemstar fan. I go out of my way to avoid anything Keemstar because
no, I don't want.
I'll watch Drama Alert and stuff just to kind of see what the hell's going on with like certain people. Now I don't really anymore because I'm not in like
Yeah,
esports and stuff like that. I don't keep up with any of that bullshit drama stuff, but over the years I've seen like this last couple like 2 years or so, I've seen him like almost mature with certain things, not everything, very
yeah.
specific things. I've seen him kind of mature a little bit, and it's kind of
He
weird, but
he has matured a little, but he still does like stupid shit.
oh yeah, of course he
I see
does.
him post like some like a stupid ass meme.
I see
And
him post shit and then he gets roasted to the point he just deletes it. I'm like, yeah, yeah, you're still Keemstar, but with certain situations like this, for example, that's where I'm saying he's matured because
yeah,
he's looking at scenario like situations and then actually looking at evidence within the allegation instead of just being like, oh, uh, allegation. This means this person is guilty. He doesn't really do that anymore. He used to jump on
oh,
that
yeah.
every single time. Now maybe he still does, and I just with this particular situation he didn't because there was really no compelling evidence at all. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that we're I think we're coming up into a scary time when it comes to that kind of stuff, and I say that because we're in a time where last year and the year before there was a lot of great movements with giving people like victims of things, and I even had a whole stream of like allowing people to share their story if they wanted to, the whole Me Too movement and the listen to women, believe women movement and stuff like that. And I think those are all really great, and I think the underlying base of what those are supposed to be is great. But then there are unfortunately people that see it as an opportunity to get clout and get clicks, and I don't understand what brings a person to that, because I always feel like the fallback of whenever somebody can prove that what you're saying is completely false and made up. I've never thought that gamble of some people finding out you're completely full of shit and all your credibility is going to be thrown out the window.
Yeah.
I've never seen that would ever be worth it to anybody, and on a scale like that. And some of these people, I don't necessarily think that they always think that it's going to blow up as big as it does. I don't think the
Yeah.
people that allege that Danny did that, I don't think they really thought it was going to get as big as it did.
No, I don't think so either.
I think it was a person that doesn't like the game Grumps, and they were upset because of what happened to somebody that they know, and they decided to start some bullshit to like negatively impact their channel a little bit.
Like, there's a lot of stuff between like when they first, because when this all came broke out, like I did some like dig deeping. That's what I usually do, and like there's all kinds of allegations against Game Grumps, and they're
Mm-hmm.
all bullshit.
Yeah.
Like Aaron being a racist, he's not a racist. It's like, or he hates his fans, and they always
Yeah,
bring up
I
John.
met him in person. Like he took an hour out of TwitchCon 2018 after having a line of people just rapping way down the aisle to meet them and buy stuff from them. And I spent like an hour just talking to them. It wasn't even like me talking to him like a fan or anything, being all like, "Oh my god, I get to meet you." It was
Yeah.
literally just we were talking. We were just there. I was waiting on somebody to do something, and we were just talking. We were just having
Yeah.
a cat. I mean, he let me take pictures with him. I mean, I sent you pictures. You were jealous as shit.
I
Um,
was.
um, I bought something for Kayla for from Susie, and I accidentally bought something that she already had. And I was like, "Do you mind if like we just call her really quick and see what she wants instead, so I don't accidentally get her a duplicate?" She was like, "Oh yeah, 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 sure." And she took time out of her day. Like I've never had the impression that they were things that I've seen people try to make them out to be.
Yeah, like I think the whole like he hates his fans or whatever, which me and you both don't agree with. Like he doesn't. I think it's somebody who saw him like he was probably taking a piss. No one wants to talk to you when they're taking a piss. They're
Yeah,
like, "Oh, dude, you're airheads. Oh, let's take a selfie. Look at what,
yeah,
dude. I'm holding my dick at a urinal. Let me piss.
yeah.
Like fuck
Like
off.
I'm taking a shit, bro. Like
Like nobody wants to see
yeah,
that shit."
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Is like I mean, and it's true. And I mean, I've had people at TwitchCon 2018 like run up to me and want to meet me too. I don't by any form or fashion think that I'm like anything like special or amazing, but I remember at TwitchCon, like I had a lot of people that I ended up not even knowing were gonna come there that were viewers at the time. That was back when I was streaming a lot of Call of Duty and Rainbow Six, so I had a lot of viewers that like watching me play those games and PUBG, and they seen me and they I mean fucking swarmed over to come say hello, and I ran into a couple of them in the bathroom, and then they were kind enough to wait till I got out of the bathroom to even talk to me. And it's just like some people don't know that boundary. Like just there's
They don't.
genuinely people that don't know
Yeah.
that boundary. And if you're on a scale of I don't like I'm gonna look up because I don't remember how many subscribers they're at right now, but um
Oh, it's massive.
yeah, they're I mean they're in the millions obviously. 5.34 million at the time of when I met them, they were at like 4 million or 1 or 3 point something million. They were I mean they've been around a long time. They are huge and I'm sure that there's people in that group of 5.34 million subscribers that just they don't know those kind of boundaries. They've never been taught
Yeah,
that
I mean
boundary.
that's a lot of people. So there's
Yeah.
going to be people that don't know these boundaries.
Yeah, and if you don't understand that boundary, that's not their fault that
Yeah,
they don't appreciate you not respecting them and their boundaries. That's your fault for being an
yeah,
idiot.
yeah.
So, it's really interesting. Yeah, I've never been under the impression that they were
No,
bad
I haven't
people.
either.
Yeah,
And like another thing gets brought up about him all the time is JonTron. Like I'm not a fan of JonTron, but what
I'm
people
not
don't
either.
realize, JonTron wasn't even part of Game Grumps for a year.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't even part of it for a whole year, and then he left, and that's when they brought Danny in.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically been Danny, Aaron, is Game Grumps. It's been like that for
Danny and Arnold.
damn
Danny and Arnold.
Danny Danny on Arnold guy.
I'm gonna pre. I'm gonna pre. Bro, I was hoping when we went and seen them at Game Grumps Live, I was seriously hoping they would pick me or you to go up there because I swear to God, when they were like, "All right, what's your favorite Game Grumps quote?" I was gonna be like, "I'm all pre. I'm all pre."
uh,
Danny and Arnold.
they bring up Obama's voice again in the new Mario Maker.
Oh, dude, I have to watch it now
It's
officially.
so good. And they bring
Oh.
up they talk about Mommy Milky all the time.
Did you
It's
say
so funny.
you said mommy milky?
Yes.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Well, what's
So funny.
funny is were you in stream whenever we came up with Mommy Milkers Wednesdays Club?
No. What? I was not in this stream.
so I don't want to drop names of viewers because I don't know how,
Yeah,
just out of respect for them, but so this person who I know outside of stream pretty well, a really cool dude. He's into collecting anime figurines, and to say the least, some of them you can remove clothing. They're like $200-$300 figurines that are extremely detailed, and I've seen, like, he sent me pictures of them, and I'm like, bro, if you, and my response was, well, if your internet ever goes out, you're still covered, you're fine. Like, so
Okay.
they're that detailed. And
Yeah.
anyway, so we were on stream one night, he was telling me about it. He's like, yeah, I remember whenever I got that one and I opened it up and I took it out of the box, I was like, bro, she's got some huge knockers, bro. And then I don't know why, but I was her name was I don't remember the character's name, but I was like, oh bro, that's like Mommy Milker. And then somebody in chat was like, and it was on a Wednesday that this story was being told, and was like, oh yeah, Mommy Milker Wednesdays are a thing now. And I was just like, oh my fucking god. So so if you ever come to my stream on a Wednesday and you see MM W in the title, Mommy Milker Wednesday is what that stands for.
Yeah, I think I've seen it before. I was at work. I was like, gonna pull you up.
It's so funny though. I love it. But man, dude, I gotta say, I appreciate you taking the time coming on and just hanging out and chatting. This is what the my envisionment when I think of a podcast. There's a lot of great ones out there, and there's a lot of like organized, very directed, informative podcasts that are about a very specific subject. And I really like those. Those are nice for like when I'm taking like a drive to my mom's next week, for that's like 12 hours long. I'll throw one of those on. There's there's one that I listen to. I think actually Kayla introduced it to me. It's called the some is it the podcast next door or something like that?
Last podcast on the left.
The last podcast on the left. She's sitting over here playing Stardew. Are you playing Stardew Valley? And she heard me saying that. She's like, last podcast on the left. So yeah, I listen to those guys a lot when I drive because they talk about really cool things. They actually have a series on JFK and his assassination, and they have like days worth of episodes dedicated to talking about all the different conspiracy theories around his death. And then they have one long podcast that actually discusses his official reported, information on his assassination. And those I like. I like those kind of podcasts. But whenever I think of I want to make one, I don't think of I want to talk about like a particular topic and spend like 4 hours just talking about nothing else but that. I think of friends, a group of guys, a group of chicks, whatever, and they're talking about things that they love and they're sharing that with other people to bring those other people together within their groups of friends that like those things too. So I guess that's more or less what the Shit Show podcast is about, and why I call it that, because why I came up with that name, because you never really know where it's going to go. So yeah, I find that to be a lot of fun. So the concept of that, at least. So yeah. So I appreciate you coming on and being a part of it today. Do you want to give any more information on where people can find you on your stream? Remind everybody where they can find you at.
Yeah. So you find me on Twitch, BeardedRenegade. I'm a member of the Beard Gang. I didn't forget this time.
You didn't forget it. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. So go follow everybody on the Beard Gang. Twitter at BeardedRenegade. And like I said, Facebook just started. You can just search out Bearded Renegade. You'll find me. You'll find I think it's a picture of me. I don't know.
On what on Facebook?
Yeah, on Facebook.
Yeah, I think
it's a picture.
Yeah, I think it's a picture of you. It is.
Yeah. And but yeah, that's about it though. I don't really got a whole lot going on.
We're gonna start working towards the whole YouTube thing, because you were kind of hinting at that and how you're kind of working on that. And I know I'm not the best YouTuber out there by any means. It's more of just something I kind of do on the side. But if you have any questions, you always know I'm here for you, dude, and I can help you. So getting into working the editing software and stuff, that's I think that's what the most intimidating part of doing the YouTube uploads for me is it's not making the content. It is editing. Editing is
Yeah,
just I get so much motivation like, "Oh, yeah, let's make a fucking video today." And then I get all the way to the editing part and I'm like, "Shh." Like
yeah.
I get overwhelmed like what do I want to do here and how do I want to transition and what do I want to like
Yeah.
how
No,
do I
yeah, yeah.
exactly. So but all right, man. Well, I really, again, I appreciate having you on. And everybody listening to this, make sure you guys please go give my man Bearded Renegade a follow and tune into his streams. He's a really good content creator. He's down to earth, very humble guy. Um, he just super cool, good friend of mine. So everybody, though, again, my name's Dan, your host. I appreciate you being here, listening or watching, whichever the case is. Remember, you guys can see me over on Twitch Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at twitch.tv/RedbeardTV. There is a 3 in beard, so REDB3ARD TV, Redbeard TV. YouTube, and of course, Twitter as well. So everything is the same on all the platforms. So thank you guys. Have an amazing rest of your day, and don't get shit on.